God Save the King!
The secret Harry Peace Summit. King Charles and Duke of Sussex's senior aides meet for talks close to Royal Palace in first step toward reconciliation. King Charles and Prince Harry's senior aides have held a secret peace summit. The Mail on Sunday can reveal, marking the first considerable pass to resolving their rancorous household feud. Sources said final week's assembly used to be the preliminary step in a rapprochement process to fix the damaged relationship between the Duke and Duchess of Sussex and the rest of the royal family. Aptly, the talks have been held at a London non-public members' membership that champions global friendship, and whose consumer is the King. It is no longer regarded whether or not it used to be Charles or Harry who prolonged the olive branch. However, insiders stated the summit is the strongest signal but of the dedication on each facets to get to the bottom of the bitter House of Windsor feud. There's a lengthy avenue ahead. However, a channel of verbal exchange is now open for the first time in years. Stated a source, there used to be no formal agenda. Simply informal drinks. There had been matters each facets desired to speak about. Harry was once represented by using Meredith Maines, his chief communications officer and head of his family in Montecito, California, who flew in from Los Angeles. She met Tobin Andrei, the King's communications secretary, at the Royal Overseas League, ROSL, a 3-minute stroll from Clarence House, the monarch's London residence. Also current used to be Liam Maguire, who runs the Sussex PR crew in the UK. It used to be Ms. Maines who organised Harry's BBC interview in May in which he stated he would love a reconciliation with the royal family. However, that the King won't communicate to me due to the fact of this protection stuff. The Duke used to be referring to the elimination of his computerised police protection element in Britain, which he referred to as an old-fashioned institution stitch-up, and advised his father ought to have resolved the situation. Despite this including to records of wounding remarks, Charles was once nonetheless stated to be hopeful of a reunion with his youthful son and that he would possibly but construct a relationship with his 2 grandchildren, 6-year-old Prince Archie and 4-year-old Princess Lilibet. Ms. Maines, sporting a sleeveless cream jacket and excessive heels and carrying a black Louis Vuitton bag, arrived at the club via taxi with Mr. Maguire at 3:50 p.m. on Wednesday. Mr. Andrei grew to become up a number of minutes later carrying a present from Berry Bros and Rudd, the wine and spirits service provider which has been providing the royal family for the reason that 1760. The trio had been later viewed chatting over drinks in the 26C, 78F, sunshine on the club's first-floor backyard terrace overlooking Green Park. After 10 minutes they acquired up and resumed their discussions inside. The supply stated the summit was once solely the first step closer to reconciliation between Harry and his father. However, at least it is a step in the proper direction. Everyone simply needs to go on and go ahead now. It was once eventually the proper time for the 2 aspects to talk. Founded in 1910, the Grade 1 listed ROSL was once an apposite preference of venue. It is committed to fostering global friendship and understanding. Its internet site says its contributors benefit from the club's lovely indoors layout and restoration mixed with historical facets and structure while playing a world of dining, events, arts and lodging all underneath one roof. Ms. Maines, who used to be additionally in the UK to meet her British-based group for the first time due to the fact that she used to be appointed as the Sussex first Chief Communications Officer on March 3, returned to the US after the meeting. She is understood to have suggested straight to the Duke. She is primarily based at the Sussex £15 million mansion, from the place they behaviour their affairs, as an alternative than the use of a separate office. A professional Silicon Valley strategist with previous roles at Google and a software program company. Ms. Maines spends most days at Meghan and Harry's domestic managing their everyday operations and overseeing a group of 8 staff. She is the most senior aide in the newly fashioned Sussex royal household, which used to be shaped closing month in a bid to emulate the inflexible hierarchical shape Harry operated in when he was once a working member of the household at Kensington Palace. Ms. Maines is stated to have masterminded the unveiling of the Duchess's Netflix exhibit with love. Meghan, and her way-of-life manufacturer as ever. Mr. Maguire, who, like Harry, is a graduate of the Royal Military Academy in Sandhurst, has laboured on initiatives related with the Invictus Games for wounded provider personnel, seeing that Harry launched it in 2014. The Windsor feud started out quickly after Harry and Meghan moved to California and gave an explosive interview to US chat exhibit Queen Oprah Winfrey in March 2021. The Duchess described drawing near Harry and the royal family, searching for assist with suicidal ideas at some point of her pregnancy. "I simply did not favor to be alive anymore," she said, and that was once a very clear and actual and horrifying consistent thought. "And I take note, I be aware how he, Harry, simply cradled me." Meghan stated she requested a senior royal about the opportunity of looking for assist and used to be advised that would no longer be viable due to the fact it wouldn't be excellent for the institution. Harry in addition claimed that whilst his spouse was once pregnant, a member of his household had expressed concerns to him about the baby's pores and skin color. Insiders stated Harry's memoir, Spare, used to be the last straw for his brother William, as it made public claims such as a bodily combat the pair are stated to have had over Harry's relationship with Meghan. The royal family answered with expressions of empathy, couched with the now notorious line, "Recollections may additionally vary." Last year, the Mail on Sunday printed that the Duke of Sussex had begun consulting with ancient pals from the UK about how to mastermind a return from exile. At the time, sources stated that Harry was once consulting with humans, from his historical life, as a working royal after allegedly developing disenchanted with recommendation from American-based picture experts. The overture signified the first stage in a method to rehabilitate Harry that he hoped would involve him spending greater time in the UK to restore his relationship with his father. But throughout his BBC interview, the Duke expressed uncertainty about how tons longer my father has left, sparking criticism for fueling hypothesis about the 76-year-old monarch's health. Harry admitted that he did not assume forgiveness throughout the board from his family, saying, "Of course, some individuals of my household will in no way forgive me for writing a book. Of course, they will in no way forgive me for loads of things." Despite this, he expressed a clear want for a rapprochement, saying, "I would love reconciliation with my family. There's no factor in persevering with to battle anymore." Last month, the Mail on Sunday printed that the Duke of Sussex had determined to prolong an olive department to the royal family through inviting them to the 2027 Invictus Games, which will be held in Birmingham. He is stated to be hopeful that the match may want to spell the stop of his self-imposed exile in California and mark a return to the royal fold. Meanwhile, there are nevertheless hurdles to overcome with Harry's Home Office combat over security. After returned from royal responsibilities in 2020, Harry misplaced his computerized taxpayer-funded police protection, however has fiercely contested the decision, insisting that he and his household are at threat every time they go to the UK. He continues that if his father would solely step out of the way, he should get his police safety back. In the BBC interview, Harry accused his father of standing in the way of his combat for protection. The difficulty grew to be emblematic of the deep distrust that now defines his relationship with his father and the wider royal family, but which can also now, finally, be commencing to thaw. Neither Buckingham Palace nor the Sussexes' representatives would remark on the meeting.